Picture this. You're about to embark on a fascinating journey into the intricate world of finance. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty details of the stock market and investment strategies, let me ask you a question that will set the stage for our adventure. Have you ever heard the remarkable story of Ronald Read, the unassuming janitor who quietly amassed a fortune of $8 million when he passed away in 2014? Yes, you heard that correctly. A janitor with $8 million in savings. And the most astonishing part? Ronald didn't win the lottery or inherit a substantial sum of money. No, he simply saved consistently throughout his lifetime, letting the wonders of compounding work their magic. This is a tale that challenges our preconceived notions about wealth and success, and it's a perfect example of the profound impact of our behavior with money. The lesson here is that financial success often hinges more on how we act with our money than on our educational credentials or our job title. As Morgan Housel astutely puts it, financial success is not a hard science. It's a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know. Today, I invite you to embark on a comprehensive journey through the world of investing, uncovering the 5 key takeaways from Morgan Housel's enlightening book, The Psychology of Money. Chapter 1. Pay the price. Imagine this. You're in a store, captivated by a stunning, high-end watch that would undoubtedly impress your friends and that special someone in your life. You have a choice. Do you pay for the watch or attempt a daring theft, relying on your cardiovascular prowess to escape? Most would opt for the ethical path, swiping their card and making the right choice. Investing in the stock market is much like this decision. It comes with a price: volatility. If you aim to maximize your returns, you must be prepared to endure the ups and downs. Just as Ronald Read faced his share of challenges, your journey will also test your resolve. Volatility is the cost you pay for the promise of a brighter financial future. Let's delve deeper into this concept of paying the price. The stock market offers the potential for impressive returns, but it's not a smooth ride. Throughout history, the stock market has exhibited significant fluctuations, with both soaring highs and gut-wrenching lows. This is the trade-off for the potential of high returns over the long term. Let's say you already visualized Netflix's bright future a decade ago and invested a significant portion of your net worth in the stock. You'd be quite wealthy today, thanks to Netflix's remarkable success. However, could you afford to pay the price for this journey? Netflix faced several significant downturns during this period, with moments when the stock plummeted by 80% from its peak. Your portfolio returns would have appeared dismal. This raises questions. Would you have held your nerve during the turbulent times? How would you explain your decisions to your spouse and children? Could you still justify being all in on Netflix, knowing the impact on your family's financial future? The example of Netflix is somewhat extreme, but even with a less concentrated investment approach, you'll still experience the price of volatility. Investing in an S&P 500 index fund in the 1980s, you'd have faced about 13 years in total when your investment portfolio was down by 20% from its high in roughly 8 months when it was down by 50%. This is the price you pay for the potential of a brighter financial future. So, as we navigate the world of investing, it's crucial to acknowledge that volatility is part of the journey. Embrace it as the cost of striving for financial success. Chapter 2. Never enough. In our society, we're often driven by the desire to outdo our peers and neighbors. Whether it's a $2 million bonus, a luxury vacation home, or a high-powered sports car, we're constantly engaged in a silent competition to keep up with, or even surpass, those around us. Capitalism excels at generating wealth and envy, and while this rivalry can be motivating, it also leaves us feeling like we're never enough. Consider this. To belong to the top 1% of earners in the US, you'd need an annual income of roughly $500,000. A specialized doctor, let's call him Bill, meets this criterion and is widely considered wealthy. He can afford a comfortable lifestyle, complete with nice cars, extravagant vacations to exotic destinations, and the luxury of hiring others for tedious tasks. Bill felt content with his financial achievements until he bought a vacation home in the Hamptons, only to discover that his neighbor, Stan, earned 10 times his income. Stan belongs to the top 1% of the 1%, a CEO of a sizable public company with an astonishing $10 million yearly income. Now you'd hope that at least Stan would be satisfied with his financial achievements. But nope, this guy was a childhood friend of Michael Jordan, and this all-time great basketball player belongs to the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. And well, compared to Michael's fortune of about $2 billion, Stan's yearly salary of $10 million suddenly seems like peanuts. Does it end here? Well, no, it doesn't. Because Michael occasionally attends parties with celebrities where a guy named Jeff Bezos shows up. Bezos is in the top 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%, and he increased his net worth by about $75 billion in 2020, now sitting at something like $200 billion. There's always a bigger fish, and this type of envy has driven people to make foolish decisions throughout history. As we navigate the intricate world of finance, remember that there comes a point when enough is truly enough. Avoid the temptation of trading what you have and need for something you don't have and don't need. It's a common pitfall that has derailed many from their path to financial success. Chapter 3. Crazy is in the eye of the beholder. It's essential to recognize that people come from diverse backgrounds, with varying experiences and values that shape their perspectives. What might seem irrational to you can make perfect sense to someone else. For instance, low-income households spend significantly on lottery tickets, which might appear foolish. However, from their viewpoint, it's a way to buy into a dream they believe is out of reach. Understanding these differences is crucial for making sound investment decisions. It means not blindly copying someone else's strategy, but selecting investments aligned with your goals and risk tolerance. Acknowledging these disparities also helps you decline investments beyond your circle of competence. For example, GameStop's trading frenzy in 2021 might have left you wondering why you didn't participate in the drama. The reality is, it's not your card to play if you're not a trader. Understanding different people's perspectives, or at least that there are different lenses to see the world through, will help you make better sense of our society and lead you on the path that is yours. Chapter 4. Peekaboo. History is filled with unforeseeable events that have shaped society and significantly impacted financial markets. Events like the Great Depression, World War II, financial crises, and the COVID-19 pandemic are like black swans, outliers with extreme consequences that only become explainable after the fact. Reacting to such events is often futile. Instead, it's wiser to prepare mentally and financially for unforeseeable disasters. Trying to predict these events is like chasing a mirage. They are the things that cause fear in the investment community and are unlikely to be foreseen. Here's an interesting fact. If you invested in the S&P 500 index 20 years ago, but missed out on the 4 best-performing stock market days, you'd have a 164% return instead of 291%. That's quite a big difference. The moral of this takeaway is that it's more useful to prepare yourself, both mentally and financially, for a disaster you cannot foresee than hoping you can react before everyone else. Stop listening to macro projections. The things that will cause big fear among the investment community in the future are the things that are unlikely to be foreseen anyways. Chapter 5. The Seduction of Pessimism. Pessimism has a strange allure. It often sounds more intelligent and persuasive. People tend to listen to pessimists because our evolutionary instincts prioritize potential threats over opportunities. Progress happens slowly, and setbacks occur more frequently and dramatically, making them easier to create compelling narratives around. Recognizing this asymmetry can help you become less biased toward pessimism and more open to optimism. As Daniel Kahneman suggests, understanding that our survival instincts favor loss over gain can make you a more balanced and rational investor. The world is often better than we think, as the late Hans Rosling believed. So, in the realm of stock market investing, remember that achieving wealth comes with a price: volatility. Envy is the worst of the 7 deadly sins, and you must guard against it. Acknowledging different perspectives can help you make better decisions, and preparing for unforeseeable disasters is often more valuable than predicting them. Finally, be mindful of the seductive power of pessimism and strive for a balanced perspective. That wraps up our journey into the psychology of money exploring the insightful takeaways from Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money. But remember, this is just the beginning. If you want to delve deeper into the world of finance and human behavior, I highly recommend reading the full book. With that said, thanks for joining me on this enlightening journey through the fascinating world of finance and investing. Until next time, keep exploring and expanding your understanding of the intricate relationship between money and the human mind.